going to guard them? Are we going to slide through? Are we going to ice? Or, you know what St. John's does? They guard the ball, and that's all that matters. And they completely blow it up. There's no screen. Even when, UConn was setting screens or setting ball screens on the wing or wherever they may be, St. John's guards were so physical that they pressed up so hard on the ball, and the screen never even got set. So they don't have to worry about, oh, man, we're in drop coverage, or we're trying to ice this, or we're doing this. No, they just are so physical, and they play so hard defensively. They don't have to worry about what they're doing on ball screens. They don't have to worry about what they're doing on dribble handoffs. They're not a team that's just going to go out there and switch everything. And UConn at times took advantage of that and ran some slips, and you saw them get some layups and some dunks when they did that on some screening actions. But just the physicality of this St. John's team with how they just guarding the ball. It's almost a lost art in basketball, guarding the ball, keeping the ball out of the lane. And St. John's is arguably the best team in the country at that. I mean, to go on the road in that kind of environment and find a way to win the game, they just solidified themselves as the best team in the Big East. That's what they did tonight. And we know UConn is still trying to get healthy. Where's McNeely at? He's coming off that. It's funny. It's like when you think about it, the fact that him and Cooper Flagg were on the same high school team last year is really remarkable when you watch them play. But it's just, St. John's proved it tonight. And look, everybody wants to see this matchup again. We're going to get it. We're going to get it in the Garden in a couple weeks, and hopefully we get it a third time in the Big East tournament, because they are the two creams of the crop in this league. And it was a fun battle. It was a grinded out battle. And the fact that St. John's was able to get it, I mean, you have to hang their hat on their defense. If they somehow, could kick in a three here or there, and look, Coach Hurley's coming off back-to-back national championships. So I'm not at all being critical of him, but it's like, does a team that plays against this St. John's team ever just pack it in and dare them to shoot threes? Because there was that stretch late in the second half where St. John's took a couple threes, and you're like, what, why are you shooting these? Like, they're not going in. Like I thought Coach Pitino was going to call a timeout and says, the next person that shoots a three comes sit next to me. No, we're not doing that. Obviously he's going to give his guys freedom and not do that. But is there a team that plays against this team that just completely packs it in? Everybody's underneath the 3-point line, and we're just going to dare them to shoot. But the defense, to me, is what is so impressive about this team.
It's like Tony Bennett's pack line, right? Instead of having one guy guarding the ball and everybody else in the pack, it's like everybody's just in the pack. Just go stand in the paint. Don't leave the lane. I coached my son's 8U basketball team last year, and the rule was you can't play defense outside of the paint. Is that what you're saying we got to do? Tyler, is it we got to go throw some 8-year-old basketball rules at St. John's this year?
I absolutely hate zones. It was effective, but a part of the reason why I like this St. John's team so much is because they don't rely solely on the 3-point shot. The Lewis kid, he had 21 tonight, didn't have a lot of threes, didn't have a three all night actually. But to me, when I watched the game, I really felt like St. John's secured the game late in the second. I think it was may have been that 4-minute mark or somewhere. UConn just couldn't get a bucket. They really struggled with St. John's pressure. They turned the ball over. They were trying to get something at the basket. They just couldn't get anything easy because of St. John's pressure. But right now, St. John's is clicking on all cylinders. They are a team that is peaking. When I look at UConn, they're a little bit disconnected. They're not quite peaking. McNeely's coming back from injury. Caravan struggling with his shot right now. The one player for UConn who I think is playing very well is the Terrace Reed kid. I think he's dominating the paint. He's giving him inside looks. I just feel like when this game happens in the Garden, this is going to be a totally different matchup. And the reason I say that is maybe Caravan finds his confidence. And then McNeely's, he's not going to be just coming back off an injury. And I think that they'll look at this film and make some adjustments like Hurley will. And I'm looking forward to this next matchup.
Yeah, we'll get to the UConn side of things here in a second, because I do have some questions for you guys about what you can do if you have a player or are a player in the situation and kind of battling through what Caravan's battling through right now. But I want to ask you this, Matt. Like, I feel like what Patino is doing right now is kind of laughing in the face of analytics and laughing in the face of what modern basketball is. And they came into tonight shooting 23% from three in the Big East, which is by far the lowest in the Big East Conference. And they were 4 for 21 tonight. And they just improved to 12-1 in the Big East, coming off of a win against Marquette and coming off of a win in Gamble Pavilion against UConn. When UConn got out to a 26-12 lead, like they are just out there winning with defense. And it's kind of like what we've seen Houston do, but on steroids. And they're just going to say, look, you're not going to score on us. We're going to fight as much as we can. We're going to get enough offensive rebounds. We're going to keep it close. And Kadari Richmond and RJ Lewis are two of the best, if not the two best closers in all of college basketball right now. I swear to God, I don't have any data on this. I don't have any actual stats. This is all anecdotal. But both of those guys shoot 100% from the floor if there's 5 minutes or less left in the game, and you're saying to yourself, ooh, that's a big shot. You know what's going in with those two. And I think Rick has kind of found something with that. We're just going to create extra possessions through turnovers and offensive rebounds. We're going to score enough twos to keep ourselves in the game, and we're going to make every shot down the stretch. And that's a pretty good strategy to win basketball games, Matt.
Look, I think we've all said this about, first of all, Coach Hurley in being one of the best offensive coaches in the entire country. And this St. John's team forced them into 22 turnovers tonight. And it's blowing up actions. It's blowing up dribble handoffs. And Kadari Richmond and RJ Lewis had a lot to do with that. There's no question about it. The physicality on the wings where UConn was struggling, even initiating offense through the wing. You know, we've seen these legends. And I got asked this the other day on Sirius XM, like, who did I think was the next legendary coach to walk away? You know, we saw, Tyler's Coach Roy Williams kind of started the trend. Then it was Jay Wright. Then it was Mike Krzyzewski. Then this year we've seen, Leonard Hamilton, Jim Larinaga, all these guys walking away. Tony Bennett. We've seen them all walk away. Do you know what Rick Pitino did right when the Louisville situation happened? He went overseas. And coached. Like he transfer portal, NIL. The guy just loves coaching the game of basketball. And it doesn't matter where he's doing it at. He's going to win, and his team is going to play inspired. He's going to hold every single person within that program accountable for whatever they're doing, and there is a standard, and that team plays to that standard. And that was evident tonight, especially late in the game. When UConn was struggling on offense, they're turning it over, and the turnovers coming down the stretch were key. That was the difference in the game. Hassan Diarra's turnover late in the game. Those were the keys for the St. John's team to be able to find this. But it's the standard that he creates and holds everybody to that standard is the most impressive thing. He's not complaining about anything. He comes back from coaching overseas, and he goes to Iona, and now he's at St. John's. It was only a matter of time. I think we were all shocked last year that he wasn't in the NCAA tournament because it's Rick Pitino. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, we were all shocked. But now, we're not talking about this team as just getting into the NCAA tournament. We're talking about a team that has a legit shot to win the Big East. And if they defend like that, and if they make 2 more threes, this team can get to a Final Four.
Yeah, that's the question I want to ask both of you guys, and we got your opinion on now, Matt. Can a team that shoots this poorly from three, Tyler, make it to the Final Four? Can they make a run? Can they look, you bring Patino in. You're not just bringing Patino in to win a Big East title. You're not just bringing Patino in to go into UConn and win a game, right? You're bringing him in for Final Fours. You're bringing him in for national championships. You're bringing him in for banners. That's what he does. He's as good as he is in the regular season. He makes runs in the dance. Can this team that shoots it the way that they shoot it make a run in March?
Absolutely. I hate analytics just like you, Doster. And you know what they talk about in the tournament. Hey, listen, it's true. It's true. You look at analytics, no one ever talks about defense and rebounding. Tom Izzo, he's a proven commodity. He's on top of the Big Ten right now. They're winning. They don't shoot threes. Houston doesn't shoot threes. They play hard. They rebound. They play defense. Absolutely. St. John's, their physicality, their defense, and the way they get out and transition and run as well, just going to promote easy buckets. And when it comes to the tournament, you've got to be able to win games when you're not making shots. You're going to be playing in new arenas. The gym's going to be a little bit different. It's a different feel, neutral court. Guys aren't going to shoot it the way they do at home or away against, opponents that they've been into that arena. It's going to be adjustments. So you have to be able to win ugly, and St. John's can do that.